What is going on? My name is Jack, no, not developer at Cat Games, and today I'm going to be showing off the game. I did a stream this morning, and I may or may not be uploading that to YouTube. It was a little bit choppy whenever I looked over it a few minutes ago, and you know, I'm still deciding whether or not I want to upload it. Anyways, today I'm going to be showcasing the build that I have currently, which is the Christmas build, as I have called it. And pretty much I sent this build out this morning to all of my testers. It is kind of buggy, so you know, I'm still working on that. The purpose of it was to demonstrate the new menu and the graphics that I've changed up. So we're gonna go and hop into the map Rails here, and we're gonna just look at the graphical changes that I've made throughout the duration of you know, creating this game. So hopping in here, if you've been following the project for a while, you can already tell there's a lot of differences. For instance, in the textures down here, I got rid of the grass and I switched it out with rock because you're not really going to find that much grass in a subway station. That just doesn't make any sense. And I've converted all of the textures in the map to PBR along with the weapons, such as the HK-417 or Hellraiser that I'm holding right now, which offers a much higher quality look to the game, as I covered in my last video. And so pretty much, you know, I'm just holding on with that. Here we got the new MP5 with red dot sight. I'm still working on it because, you know, it doesn't really make sense, you know, the way that it's working right now, how I'm kind of looking at that whenever you should be able to see the box in the background. It's just an issue with the camera. It shouldn't be too hard to fix, but yeah, that's the new addition to that. Anyways, going back to what I was talking about, so you can see the differences already, definitely, if you've been following the project. Just the amount of detail in just these bricks here, for instance, is just amazing compared to the earlier builds. I mean, this is, you can't even compare the earlier builds to this because of how different it is. Along with all the other objects around here, with the image effects that I've used of ambient obscurance and occlusion, offering a much more realistic lighting effect to the game. This is all using the standard shader in Unity, which you can then create PBR with. I did normal maps on all the textures in Rails, so the walls are all different. I'm going to make them a little bit more detailed in the future. But in here, you can see all the little textures kind of just popping out, especially on the wall here. You can see how it's indented with the different bricks. And if we keep going over here, a lot of people have noticed, my testers have, that it's not as dark, and a few other people have too. And that is because I went ahead and I changed the image effects for all scenes, because how I had it set up was each scene would have a different player, and the player would have a different type of camera mode, where, you know, one map may be super dark and the next map may be super light. I went ahead and chose this as my my point of interest that I'll have over all maps. So this is what the graphics quality is going to look like over all maps for image effects wise. So you're going to see a lot of ambient occlusion and obscurance. It definitely improved the lighting on certain objects, such as these barricades, or barriers, excuse me, and they look a lot more lifelike, more realistic, along with the way that the lights and rails are actually interacting with the environment. Shadows are much cleaner. I updated them all so that they are sharper and they're the highest quality they can get. They are no longer blurry. It's much more lifelike like that. This is still a work in progress. I am going to be adding more wood here, or dropping some rubble here or something, just to barricade it up. Along with the image effects, you're probably noticing the motion blur the most, because as you can see, the light and the tunnel is very blurry whenever I'm moving around. Now, the way that the gun is so focused while I'm doing this is because I excluded the gun layer from the camera motion blur, so that you aren't being distracted by it and you aren't going to get a headache. Now, an example of this would be the M1911, which I went ahead and made so that you can, you know, it has motion blur, and you can just see it's very hard to aim. It's very hard to just move around without being distracted by it. But MP5 is clean. The issue with this is the MP5 is causing lag because of the red dot. So we'll switch back to the Hellraiser here. As you can see, it's much less distracting. It gives a more realistic look to it. I also worked on the weapon sway again, and the way that the weapon moves whenever you're walking. And again, just more realism to it. I think that about wraps it up. I'll go ahead and just show you the rest of the map real quick. I'm going to keep updating all the textures to PBR. Right here is a great example of the capabilities of it. I mean, this is just amazing, the way that this the light interacts with this and creates that shadow. It's really lifelike. And then running down this hallway, the ambient obscurance makes it look super realistic whenever you're passing through this crate here. Still working on the water a little bit. As you can see, whenever it reacts with the environment, it's kind of choppy looking. I'm going to get the shaders done for that. And coming up here, I'm going to be making this a little bit more rough, more rock textures, fixing issues like that with random occlusion. And then this is going to be a way to come up here. It's going to be all grass up here. Right now it's rock. And then there's going to be a whole nother part of the level up here. It's probably gonna go out until about right there, and then I haven't really decided how far out. I'm still working on the fence. It's been a while since I worked on this map. But yes, that's the new graphics update. Again, revealed on Rails now, and I'll be doing a demonstration on Redford later on. I may or may not be uploading a video comparing the Rails graphics, the old Rails graphics, to the new ones. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check me out on iFunny, CAD Games, or Exnite. They are both my accounts, and check me out on there. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later.